Hello, good evening. You're welcome once again. This is The Link, and tonight we will be speaking leasing. Let's put it in context. Small and medium enterprises often face distinct barriers to success within the overall business environment, particularly related to access to finance to do certain things. So as part of the process to address these challenges that a business or an individual may have are various tools, and one of those tools is leasing. We have an expert to explain that to us. Is Benon Matsiko, the Deputy General Manager in charge of sales at Motorcare. You're very welcome, Benon.
Thanks, Malcolm.
It's going to be brief. I know that leasing is a little bit complicated. People might think you just come in, you're given a car key, you sign a few papers and go away. You come back and you go and you take your car, in this case, because you deal in cars, and then that's it. So talk to us in brief. What is leasing, and how does it work when it comes to car dealership, for instance?
Yeah, leasing is not a new phenomenon in the country. I mean, banks have done leasing for a long time. Now it's just that car dealers themselves, we have come into business and saying, you know, outright purchase is not going to be the only way to put cars on the road, and of course also to make it easier to have the fellow business people and companies join into acquiring brand new cars and all that. So leasing comes in handy, and the leasing per se it's basically a contract between two parties. Mm-hmm. One party has the car and Motorcare has the cars, and any other business person, say you have a company, and instead of doing a payout, say a car is $60,000, instead of pushing your bank to pay us $60,000, we simply agree that you're going to have a car for a period of time, say 4 years or 5 years, and you're paying us X amounts of money on a monthly basis, and this car is looked after by the car dealer. It's duly serviced and managed by the car dealer. It's comprehensively insured by the car dealer. So you as a customer, you only need to fuel your car and drive off. That's it.
Fuel the car, drive off. Yes. So what things must I do before signing off a lease? For instance, let's talk about the amount due before I sign. What are those costs, those hidden important things that someone must know before they get excited to drive a Ford out of the store?
Yeah, but to drive a Nissan or a Ford from Motorcare it's simple. One is, right now we haven't done it with individuals, like just individual persons to have a leasing. But right now we have a product for companies. The company must be registered, duly registered in Uganda. You must have operated for a minimum of 3 years. This is basically to understand that you have the cash flows, you have the need for the vehicles, and when you take this car, then you are generating enough cash flows to pay back. And basically we're not asking you for a minimum deposit. Unlike banks normally would say pay 10%, 20%, then we finance you the 80%. But with us, the car dealers at Motorcare, is that you simply walk in, give us your company profile, give us the contracts or copies of the contracts that you're trying to acquire these cars for, and boom, we say, you know, we agree.
So you're not focusing on SMEs
yes,
alone. Okay, you're not focusing on individuals. I know that even if they are SMEs, you have some capitalized upfront payments that are supposed to be made. You just mean this time around a company takes a car and starts making monthly payments as the lease does? All
you need to do with Motorcare is just to have to pay what we have agreed per month in advance. For example, if you walk in Motorcare and you pick a Nissan you're going to have, and we agree you're going to pay X amount of money per month, that's the only amount we need you to pay in advance as we deliver the car. And that's the amount you will continue paying for a period that we have agreed.
That's the price breakdown. would I say that's the price breakdown? So there are no other things, just that you need to know what you pay per month, and that's it.
And that's it.
That's interesting.
And the car we are giving you is, look at it, it's going to be serviced and maintained by Motocare. It's going to be insured by Motocare. It's going to be tracked by Motocare, meaning there is no any other hidden cost if you use the car the way you are supposed to use it. The only cost that you should be able to pay month in, month out until the expire of the lease is that monthly figure that we have agreed. And this monthly figure is not a single, I can't say $1,000, because different clients have different requirements in terms of mileage. So the cost of the car you're looking at, how expensive the car is, because you might come wanting a pickup is different from, say, an SUV. And then usage, we consider usage, that's mileage. But it's, one party will come through and wants to use the car for 100,000 kilometers. The other wants to use 200,000 kilometers. So because now we're going to take care of the car for a longer period of time and mileage, then the monthly payment differs. But as of now, I can tell you that an average pickup, about $1,355 for a period of 5 years, 150,000 kilometers. That's all you're required to pay.
How much?
$1,355.
That sounds so little. But okay, that's per month, right?
That's per
month.
All
right, this quickly as we leave. Let's talk about it, because I know leases have types as open-ended and closed. So then this, you're the technical guy. There's now they look at the depreciated value, and then the other end they look at wear and tear and all that. So I'm not an expert. So what type of contracts of lease contracts are these?
We do what we call at Motocare is a full service and maintenance lease. And a full service and maintenance lease is that you pay, in that you're paying the value of the car, you're paying the value of service and maintenance we're going to use over time. And at the end of the lease, the service and maintenance lease is, we know two kinds of leases. I think what you're trying to understand, it's one is the finance lease, one is an operating lease. An operating lease, the difference between the two is that one, from inception of the contract, you want to own the car at the end. The other is at the inception of the contract, you know that you don't want to own the car. You only want usage, basically. You're not interested in ownership. So what Motocare does is that we give you a lease contract, and this, normally at the end of the lease, you are required to return the vehicle and pick a new vehicle.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Benon. So where's we know your old home, and I know that you have another home now. Where do these companies find you now? Where's Motocare?
Motocare, basically, Motocare is, we have been in Uganda for about 25 years, over 25 years actually. Our home is plot 95 Ginger Road, just opposite the police, Ginger Road Police. But this year we were able to get another distributorship for Ford and Hyundai. And its home right now is Kitugum House, just here near the traffic lights.
In less than a minute, you've really taken out a lot in terms of the oil and gases has helping support you, organizations, charities. What is the performance right now?
The performance is, before we used it to sell lots of cars to government, but with the current government restrictions, now the market has become tighter. We're basically dealing with multinational companies, SMEs like you're talking about. And that's why we are talking about leasing. With oil and gas, if you are in oil and gas, the world we live, we say the true value of an asset is in usage, not ownership. And when you're going to invest in your company, if, for example, you're going to be in oil and gas business, you look at how much the requirement for your capital. So we're telling you, don't waste a lot of capital in tying it up in these assets, capital assets like cars. That's why we're saying lease it. come to Motocare. We shall give you the cars.
That's fantastic. And you own it, not lease. You have great stuff. I mean, durable vehicles and all that. We've seen them on the road. Ford, what? We don't need to speak for Motocare. Thank you very much. Benon Matsiko is the Deputy General Manager in charge of sales at Motocare. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you anytime NTV needs cars. We run back. That's where we get them from.
Anytime.
Seriously, that's the link.